Hey everyone, welcome back to Transport Fever 2. This is the Great Western Railway, watching one of our passenger trains come flying into Dotton. This was the first town that we did. Last two episodes we've done a whole lot of bridges, but predominantly we've been doing the rail ones, and there was a suggestion a couple of episodes ago that Dotton needs a road bridge across it. Around here it's kind of a town split by rails, as you can see, and I've been playing around with it. I had limited success. I did about 2 hours of playing. I think I have a plan. I think I have a way of doing it, and so I think we should just dive on in. So let's take a bit of a scroll out to see where we are. This end of town, the closest one is way over here, and that's basically too far. In the middle there is a pedestrian one, and people can walk through here, and you do see the random person go through there, so that is plausible for passengers. So I'm going to leave that, and then the hill kind of drops down, and then we actually have a formal crossing at the other end of town. And if we turn the lines on, you can actually see that this is where our trams go across the world down to the town of Mataton, whatever that name is. Look at those lines. Wow, this place is busy. So I think that one's a good way for the left, and this one over here is a good way for the right. So basically we're looking for something in the middle. The only slight problem in the middle is there is all this yard stuff, and I do kind of like this, and actually I'm actually going to start by doing a diorama right here. So we'll get to the bridge in a sec, but I do want to give this thing a bit of love. I'm thinking, is this, I want a taller bridge, fence. Yeah, actually I like that one. So let's put in a little maintenance thing. So what I'm thinking of is this is probably where people drive down and park their cars to be workers at the station and stuff. Maybe somewhere where local tradesmen come and eat their lunch, that type of thing. Some type of place to hang out, do a micro amount of train spotting. So let's put a little barrier in here, and I'm going to turn adjust height off because I want this to be off. I want this to be nice and flat. Stay still. Yep. And then I think we can go quite close to the rail. So maybe a couple more panels. Yeah, and then we'll come back this way. And then start a curve. Actually, I think arc's better than curve. I don't know what the difference is between the two of them. I just know that they make a curve. And we'll come across here and finish 90 degrees to that. Done. So that's a bit of a barricade, and we'll do the same thing going through here, nice and straight, and curve to this point, and then it can come back on itself like that. And should we go up the hill? No, I don't think we'll go up the hill because it gets a bit weird, but yeah, we'll have a little area like that. Actually, I don't know if that was right. Let's get rid of this this last bit. We'll use the deleting tool very, very carefully here. Get rid of that. Yeah, I'm just going to make a straight line across there instead. So under this maritime one is added by Ingo, I believe. I think it's the Ingo maritime fences. And oh, that screeching sound. Cool. And then let's put down some cars. So we'll have some workers who've come down and parked their cars for work reasons. And the boss man has this spot over here. And of course we've got to give them a little bit of dirt because they've been chewing up the ground, holding down shift to undo the effect of that tree. Actually, we might even make that some gravel. There we go. Like that. So we'll have like a little turnaround island, and let's go a couple more planes and cars and trucks. Let's do something we haven't got before. So yeah, some red reason there's a fuel one, and we've used this one before, and let's keep it a bit more diverse. We'll keep them all different and different rotations. And yeah, I don't know if we want to go too new from a truck point of view. And this is just people who are sitting here having their lunch or something like that. Yeah, that will do, I think. And then we'll do some dirtifying. So this one is a path asset. And so that's why it's drawn the way it is. And dirt a little bit. Mix it up a bit. And up here on the hill, there is right there. There is a bus going around, this guy. So let's store a couple of those spare. Like this is the regional yard for those. Is it this one? What is it? Which one is it? I think there. Is it? I'm not sure which one it is. So this mod doesn't have all the different versions. I know we did use this bus for a while, so we'll park a couple of those here as well. It's like this is where they keep them for storage or something. But yeah, that makes that little area a little bit more official and a little bit more, yeah, just a bit more fun to look at. Need some trees, so let's quickly do that. We'll use the spilly brush, just turn off all the small stuff. We'll turn that one off, that one random, and small little brush, and we will just do that. And a bit over here, and before you know it, that looks pretty cool and a little bit more realistic. And this put deliberately a big tree right there, and we'll put another one there. How's that look? You know, for a couple minutes of work, not too bad. What's that, 7 minutes? Yep. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. And we could put little benches and stuff there as well, or something like that. All right, bridge time. So I don't want to go over the station. I don't want to go over the signal box. I don't want to go over the depot. So risky in here is our first chance. If we're going to go down, so we're going to be quite high. So risky, we're going to be somewhere around this height across, and then it's going to take a while to get down. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have to go down here. You know, what we should do is redesign this so that the same road that comes across is going to hit this road, then go down to the docks. So yeah, let's do that. So that means the first thing to move is the tram depot. I think we can put that in first, just so we know it's guiding us. Do we need catenary? I think we do. Do we want to use this person's field up a bit more? You know what? I think I do. So let's destroy that fence, and we'll put that back, and then we'll put that right there. Change the texture, and so they will own something like that. And then quick return of the fence. Is that the 200%er? It is. I remember to press line. I want rounds of applause. I never remember to do that properly. And voila. And then I think what's missing here is a whole lot of dirt, because there'll be people driving around. Yeah, let me just quickly do that. That'll look a bit better. All right. So that's established that bit. So let's do some road stuff. Looking over my keyboard, we need to rotify that, and we can unrotify those. Yeah, or unralify, I should say. All right, bridge time. So let's get rid of the trees so we know what we're doing. And I think we're at the point where we should be deleting assets. Yep, so let's come in here. So risky from this point onwards, it's going to be a clean state. It's a clean state, clean slate. Because I don't want any collisions. I want the road to be going down happily, and all those will go away. So I'm going to let that train stop right there. That'll give us a nice reference of how high we need to be. I think realistically we want to be, the arch needs to be as high as a signal, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see the signal down the track. So yeah, we do want to be quite high from an arch point of view. All right, roads. Let's go for a wide domestic road. We'll put lines on it, I guess, the dotted lines. And so this is going to be, it's going to have no tram tracks, no bus lanes. Player ownership, yes. I don't want people messing with this. And then let's put it on the far side of this. I don't want to have this impeded. I don't want it to be here and then this to be on the outside of the tunnel, for example, because it is like that way that they're looking at. So something in here, and from a road point of view, it'll probably come through here. So it'll be something like that. We'll go flat there. Actually, should we worry about this first? We might as well. Let's get down the hill. It looks like that's going to be a problem. Let's do that. Yeah. And then this guy can have a smaller road. Was that at road level? There's a little bit of a gap there. Let me flatten that out. It's all about the micro stuff. Yeah, let's give ourselves a spot to join. I mean, this is just a boatyard that doesn't matter. It doesn't actually need access, but from a diorama point of view, it'd be nice for it to have a story. There we go. So that works. Yeah, and we can actually very quickly let's shove in which fence do I want? Let's just go one of these. And line mode, I remembered. Yay! Just high. And we'll go there. And there and there. Finish. And we'll do the same thing this side. Finish. And then because this is weird, we will do that. And the thing I didn't do is smoothify it, but that should be fine. All right. I don't know if that was the best work. Easy thing to do is to put in some trees. It's official avenue. And before you know it, we have a new compound. Done. All right. What happened here? So weird. All right. So let's make that a bit bigger, smooth that out to make the world happy. We have a nice flat road right there. We may want to go up. This track will probably just turn into a dirt road like that. And we'll get rid of those trees. And yeah, that might need to get rejigged. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that. We might rejig this so that the entrance is through here. Actually, we just do it now. Let's do it now. Do it now. Do it while you're thinking of it. Yeah, I do like to just jump into things and just do it when I think of it, because it just has a lot higher odds of success or me coming back to it. And then dirtify that as they come in. And then I might actually undo this side. And all right, bridge time. So it's going to be through here. We're on the far side of the signals. We're going to use the one with that, and we're going to go flat, horizontal, everything like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the magic number for all things. We need to go somewhere where it doesn't want to dock. If I hold, I don't know if I want to hold C here. If I stay back far enough, I'm wondering if those houses will survive. Maybe, maybe not. Let's go across. And we're going to go horizontal. Oh, before we do this, am I happy with this road? Because these pillars, see, that looks high versus there. Sorry, people, you are losing your road. Yeah, so what I want to do is flattenify all of this. and make it the same height as the rail. I got a feeling this rail is going uphill. If I remember right, I think it does. How did that fence go? That fence looks like it's retained some sanity. And yeah, I'm gonna leave that nice and flat and big, because that way, in theory, we should get some road, some houses on the road. All right, one, two, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the period sign, and across we go. Wrong button on the keyboard. Go to horizontal, and then this is where I spent 2 hours. Getting the pillars where you want them is really, really, really hard. So we're going to be using the British Bridges and Viaducts mod. And for this one, so basically the top one, this one with a square box, means that the railing is solid stone. But if we choose the one that's at the bottom, it means that there's a small little like curb, and then we get railing. Let's do the one with the railing so people can do train spotting. Or do we want to do that? I think it might actually look better with the stone one, even from a train spotting point of view, because you kind of rest on the edge and look over it and enjoy the trains coming along. All right, so as you can see, we've got no pillars over here. So what we need to do is play with this and know that we're going to get a pillar at some point. So I think that's pretty good. And then we need to get a road under, and what we're going to aim for is we want a curve to go down, and then we get a solid thing. So this embankment actually isn't close enough. We need it to be, how do I get the height of that? That's not the height of that. I might have to add a road to it. Yeah, do that. And then we'll build out the height. Delete that, and now we've got to get a road, a pillar, and then a wall. So I think about that wide, I think. Is that correct? Yeah. All right. I think it's wise to put the road in now. I think that, yeah, let me, I suppose I could just join over here. I do want this a little bit to be a bit wider. So there wasn't many buildings here, and I would love to have them next to the track. So if I actually make it a little bit more, maybe I should come out sideways this way. Yeah, and then we'll hook across. Weird. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use a narrow road. It gives us more space for stuff. And then that can hook in like that. We'll push the wall in a bit more to give them space there to build. So that should be wide enough for a house in there, I think. I think it is. And then this way we will come out a bit more square, and then I think we can just do a straight run back over to where this railway crossing is. There we go. I think once again I might bring it out a little bit so we get some growth on the left hand side. Yeah, and then yeah, that curves it in. Yeah, so we should get some growth on the left and the right. We'll have to do some carving here to give us some space for houses. And then hopefully the locals will be inclined to build there. At worst, we can place some stuff, I guess. All right, this is the part that I'm dreading. Oh, I do not like the fact that there's lights on there. Do I care about that? If I change it to the one without the line, so this is single width, this is kind of like double width. This one just happens to have lines on it. If I change it to that one, okay, we get this nice old post. Yes, that's preferred. So straight across, and what we want is the S with the top thing, but this time we want it on the end. So we want the squareness. Now this is on the left rather than the right. We want it the other way around. So it's the S with blue up. So S with blue up. There we go. So S is the short or the really tight curves. Whoops. I did not mean to do that. Stay level. Stay at 180 degrees. And then we wanted this one, S with the blue up. And that looks like victory. Now, I did really want this to be a curve rather than a square, but if it's going to be consistently like that, so be it. So when it comes to this one, I just want to go down. The whole angle is off. Do I have to do it again? Do I have to? Oh, I think. Do we care? Oh, I think I care. I think. Yeah. I think I care. Small upper. Oh, you know what? A curve works. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I like that. That works actually. That's good. Yeah, so then we don't get a huge embankment. Yeah, we'll have to fix this end bit, which is fine. Yeah, and we haven't lost the end bit, so basically the node that's between here and there has held the end bit, and we'll just need to fix this one. Oh, okay. All right. So I think if I try to do this and then do that, bulldoze anyway, thank you. I should be able to put a thing in there. It's too shallow. That's the problem with... there is a mod called the Zero Height mod or something that does help in this situation. Alright. I don't want to use it. Come on. Come on, let me do it. Yeah, this is barely at grade. Okay, it's barely there. All right, so this one's going to be the grey, short. So if I did the mediums, I just don't know. Yeah, it just makes the bases too big. I like the shorts or the narrows. It makes the pillars smaller. It just fits better. And all right, so this needs to go that direction, and then we'll be able to move that in a sec. Let's go forward a micro amount, and now we're going to change it to the type of short with the square thing. Is it that way around? Nope, we want the blue version of it, and it's too long. There we go. We just want one pillar. There we go. 180 degrees. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. We should get rid of there's 180. And we have a wonk in this now. Okay, that should be right. I think we can press OK, and then I think if we just delete this, we now have the ends that we need. And I think we can go like that, and then just choose that one with S up. And how's that look? So that's a beautiful curve there. This is weird because it's over the road, but that's fine. Yeah, so that's flat, square, and then I believe I should be able to just do this, and we'll turn that to dirt. And that's why we have the square in, because it gives us that beautiful end bit, I think. And then we cut down to a flat bit. I don't want to join it to the road because it tends to make it a little bit weird at the intersection. Yeah. Have we done it? Is that good enough? Yeah, those pillars have landed really nicely. I think a train can go through there. It's barely higher than the signals, which is okay, I think. Yeah, okay. And then let's try to do this without any damage. And I think I'm going to keep flat around here, just from a safety point of view. I think we may lose that house and just do that. Yeah. So let's give these guys some love and give them somewhere to build. Make that nice and wide. Encourage some growth. Out of interest, how far does the station reach? Okay, so you can see how there's white lines there. That's the reach. So yeah, that's really good news. So it doesn't reach over here. See how there's no crossing lines? So basically we reach to this point. You can see it there, right? You can see the end of that thing. That's how far it reaches. So yeah, that works. Right, so a bit more flattening over here. Actually, I like that edge thing, so come back. And then we'll give this enough space for ones at the top. And that kind of fixes that edge there. And done. All right, there is a bus line up here, a green one. It just goes round and round with the purpose of going to the station. What I might do is give them an opportunity to go down to the dock. Is that wise? Like, just go up, over, and down there and back again? Is that a good reason? Or might I just try and make someone use a bridge for no good reason? They could go down to the interstation, the thing to get across to other towns. Yeah, let's do that anyway. So what I might do is, let's make a new line. Let's make a new line that goes from here to here. And interesting that it went that way. Okay, so it doesn't see that as the short route, which it truly isn't. So let's go from there to there. So Dotton docks. Then to the station loop, then they can come back by here again. And then around they go. So we'll call that, so it was normal green, light green. So let's go dark green for that one. And yeah, and then we'll put some, just put, I don't know, one guy on that. Capacities, who's got the highest capacity? 9. So yeah, the capacity is biggest. Yeah, let's do this one. And then you're on line 1, and then you are going to be the passenger Darton cross track. And then from a depot point of view, yeah, the two passengers around Dotton can use the same platform, and then the transit for intercity can use the other one. And these two are buses, which means they go down this route, and then the tram for the transit goes down the other one, around the other one. So that works out fine. So yeah, we'll see if people enjoy that. What happened here? Okay, so they went round the lap, they went up, across, went to the docks. Yeah, so if people on this side of the town, for some obscure reason, want to use the boat and get over to GWR, they can. All right, let's press play, see what it looks like. So that train just left. Actually, while that's going, let's fix the fence. I think this white fence is okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. So I think we can just come out to there, and there. And yeah, pretty good. I'm looking for trains down the track. Why are you two back to back? Oh, you're backed up. Oh, the whole thing's just busy. Okay. Well, if it's going to be busy, let's have fun with a diorama. So, is there any churches around here? Have we done a church in Dotton? It doesn't look like we have. All right, so let's have fun with this corner right here. And we are going to make a little church thing right here. Which church do I want to use? So Mad Hatter has their church mod. I think that's going to be too big for this, unless we just put some of this stuff underneath the bridge and say good enough. We have used that a fair few times. Anglican Church. Yeah, that doesn't really seem to fit next to there. And then we have the plaster one and the flint one. So that's kind of cool. I think we can make that work. So there's that one. And there's also... Ooh, where is it? I don't think residence thing has it. So this mod lets you just place basically every house that there is in the map. So if you want. Ooh, let's watch someone go under the bridge. I can hear it on my left. Where are you? There you are. Oh, that works really well. That's good. Like it. So where is this thing? So that's the base plate fences. This is just putting down old assets and train stuff. This is buildings. Trains. Signals. I don't think this is under here. Stuff. I don't think this has any churches in it. No, this is just assets, signs. That is the church thing. Medieval stuff. Industrial railways, chutes. Yeah, okay, that's all I've got. It must be one of these. So let's put down this guy. And then, yeah, process elimination. That's what we have left. Let's give them a formal garden. See, this house here has kind of helped us along the way. So let's try to get into there. I'm trying to get snapping working for me. And we'll do a nice formal garden. And then we'll go over to here. I have no idea how these hedges would survive in this much shadow. Under... is it Ingo? Is it you, Ingo, who has the church stuff? So under here... Oh, that's kind of cool. Just an archway. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's cool. So... That one. You go there. You go... Whoops. Well, that's one way of doing it. That one looks good. And then... Yeah, that works. Nice and small. You go through there. Actually, we'll just give it some bit more formal something. Yeah, we'll give it a nice little formal, like stone path or something. Let's get actually a bit more strength and actually make it actually nice and solid. Make it so it's not too weedy. Going for kind of like the middle of the path here. What I'm going to do is put some grass back at the end. And yeah, and then we'll go... I think this is more a dirt thing over here. Yeah, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually turn the painting tool off. So this is the deleter, and then just around the edge. Oh, that's way too much. I'm going to strength, smaller. And it's going to put a couple of tufts of grass around the bottom. All right, let's get in a formal garden. So these two are just different colors of grass, which are uncut. It's like, see how this is nice and tall. These ones are cut. So let's go with the darker one, but cut and full strength. And we'll make this a full manicured lawn. And yeah, so that's nice and short grass. And then let's start putting in like a little fake cemetery type thing. Where would that be? That's the passage arch. That's what we use there. Walls, bricks, gate, an iron gate. Yes, that's like what's there. I'm pretty sure I have another... Oh, I think it might be a Mad Hatter thing. Got to watch the train go by. That's cool. We can see everything, as in the signals from both sides. I love these. That's cool. Train watching in this is fun. So Mad Hatter church stuff. Yeah, so I think... Yeah, gravestones. Oh, sarcophagus. Here we go. So let's get some of these down. I think we'll do it out in the sunlight. And then we've got a different type, so let's maybe rotate that one, and we'll put one there and there. Under Ingo, under the farm, there is, yes, a weeping willow. Let's put a weeping willow there as a deliberate centerpiece. We'll put the smaller one here and there. So let's give it a little bit more of a special tranquil vibe. And we'll put another large one over here. So let's make it a little bit more special. We've got sarcophaguses. So let's go back to Mad Hatter under churches. Porch. Oh, this is all the stuff to make something. Do I want to do something special? I don't think I do. And that's the things we've got. Church, lynch gate. Okay, lynch gate. What I might do is we've got the formal gate into there. Let's put this between these two. Let's put this one out here so people can visit the cemetery without going through the church gates. And hopefully we can delete the hedge without too much trouble. The game's pretty good at giving you what you click on. So yeah, that works. And then from a dirt point of view, let's join that path. And then we'll go over there. And I think we'll let the grass grow around them. And then we'll put a couple more of those sarcophagus in. Where was that? Was that under... It was under the Mad Hatter, wasn't it? Mad Hatter Church. Sarcophagus. So we'll put two more of those in. We'll put one there and one there. And the small ones there and there. Maybe a third one. I just want to do train watching. There's the that's the lumber one. Yes, cool. So I think this might need some gravel. I think it might look a little bit better with a... Yeah, what I should do is I should make the walking paths gravel, and I should make the area underneath all the stonework dirt. Yeah, that works. And I think we are rapidly coming to the end of the episode. We'll make that a little bit official through there. Official through there. You know what? That probably should be gravel. That should be gravel. And yeah, we'll call it the end of the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed the bridge creating. I played with that for just purely to get in the shape and the hills and stuff for about 2 hours, literally 2 hours. And it was quite annoying. But I think I've learned how to use this thing now. You can see that. There's actually a bridge right there. You can see how the thing works. It just compresses it. It squeezes bridges together. And so risky what we should do. Yeah, what we should do is pull one of these out. Yeah, but yeah. Hopefully I shouldn't have pointed that out because now you'll see it. But anyway, all right, it's a bit stark at the back here, so I am going to finish this off. As I said, don't forget to subscribe to see more of this. We're ending the series, and hopefully you have enjoyed this installment. Obviously, we'll continue on and make another one, and yeah, definitely stay subscribed to enjoy that one. It's going to be a much bigger map, probably a 3-to-1 ratio compared to this, and we will have a lot more high-speed runs and stuff like that. And I plan to do a huge amount of custom industry, so we'll be actually making the industries out of raw assets rather than just plonking down something. So that should be lots of fun. Look at that, more train spotting. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye everybody.